Hello students, today we will discuss about the topic of rectifier. Generally, in our analog electronics, in our electrical system, supplies are two types. One supply is AC supply, another one is the DC supply. So, sometimes in our applications, we need to convert our AC supply into the DC supply into the AC supply. Depends on the load, depends on the application. So about this conversion, we have some circuits. Here, rectifier is a circuit which converts AC quantity, to DC. It's not pure DC, it's a pulsating DC. Say pulsating DC. For example, our AC, you know that the AC waveform, all of you know that AC waveform is a sinusoidal waveform, like that. So we can convert into the DC like this. This is the one format of conversion, and another DC is like this. So by adding the filters, we can convert pure DC waveform like that. So in order to convert this AC to DC, we have to give the more modifications to the, we have to use number of circuits and number of components. By using this, we can convert AC to DC. Initially, we have the conversion of AC supply to DC supply. What is the difference between AC supply and DC supply? AC supply consisting of the frequency. Here DC supply doesn't have any frequency. What is frequency? Number of cycles per second. This is the number of cycles per second. Right. So we need to have some terms regarding AC supply before entering into the topic. Once we can check it. So generally, any AC quantity, that may be AC voltage or AC current. For example, I am taking the voltage. That voltage is voltage waveform. Generally, in our electrical system, we are using the sinusoidal. Already you know that things, but once again we have to recollect. This is like this. This representation is, for example, this is V. We can write it. This is the Vm sine omega t. This is a sinusoidal waveform, and this is the x-axis is the omega t. This is the x-axis. What is the units? Radian. Why it is radians? Omega is radian per second, time in seconds. So that's why it is in terms of radians. So generally radians represented like this. So this is one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle. We can call it as one cycle. So this is called as a time period, represents with generally a t. Okay. Always this will, time period is nothing but positive half cycle and negative half cycle. This cycle, the complete cycle always repeats. Which time period, which part is repeated, that part is the time period. And omega is the angular frequency. Here in the omega t, omega is the angular frequency. Angular frequency, that is units are radian per second. Right. Time, you know, time in seconds. You know that. Time in seconds. And this Vm is the maximum voltage. That maximum voltage is positive side, it is represents with maximum point Vm, and negative side it is represents with minus Vm. This is the representation of the any sinusoidal waveform. By using this, the sinusoidal waveform, we can understand this rectifier. What is rectifier? Rectifier is a circuit which converts AC quantity into the DC quantity. DC is nothing but pulsating DC. So we have in our syllabus we have to discuss three types of rectifiers. First rectifier is the half wave rectifier. and second is the full wave rectifier, third is the bridge type rectifier, third is the bridge type rectifier, and we have more number of rectifiers is there, but in our syllabus these three things are enough to understand the rectifiers. In the rectifiers we have to go for the first rectifier, that is half wave rectifier. So look at, this is the circuit of the half wave rectifier. In this half wave rectifier we are using a transformer. Look at here, this is the transformer. This transformer is, this is the transformer, you know the transformer, this is the input and this is the output. Always for any transformer, for input side the entering is dot line and for output side exiting is dot line. So this is the input side and this is the output side. We are using a transformer and we are giving the input to primary side of transformer, and we will take the output through one diode and one this is the output. In order to get the output we are connecting the load. RL is simply RL is nothing but the load resistor. This is useful to correct the output. So first we input is our AC. What is our intention? We are giving the AC supply and we will get the DC supply. So look at input waveform. Input waveform is like this. This is the VI is nothing but the input waveform. Look at here, this is the input waveform, and this is input is the VI equal to Vm sin omega t. This is the waveform representation, mathematical representation. And we will observe here, we are giving the input to the transformer. It may be step up or step down transformer, it depends on our requirement. Maybe here using some step up here, and this is the positive negative, and this is also the positive negative. If you observe here, for positive half cycle it is positive and negative. Okay, for positive half cycle diode is forward bias because positive is connected to this side, negative is connected to this side, then the diode is forward bias. So we will write here, for positive half cycle diode is forward bias, then it will act as a short circuit. Like that, it will act as a short circuit. Then the complete supply will be entering into the load. Look at here, for positive half cycle the complete supply, assume that diode is ideal diode. This is the one of the important point. Assume D is ideal. Ideal means there is no internal resistance, there is no cut-in voltage. That's why the complete positive half cycle is represents, this is the V0 and this is the output wave. Up to this is the output wave. Look at it, 0 and 5. And for negative half cycle, now take it for negative half cycle. So this is the input voltage. The input voltage is transferred here, then it become negative. So for negative voltage, so assume that this is the negative side and this is the positive side. Same representation, this is the negative side and this is the positive side. And anode is connected to the negative supply. That's why diode is become open circuit. So diode is reverse bias. Then how it acts? We are giving the input and diode is open. Now the output is like this. So look at here, the given input voltage is open circuit here, the complete voltage will be here, no load, output voltage is 0. That's why for negative half cycle between 5 and 2.5 there is no voltage. Same again for positive half cycle, it has the positive cycle is there. For negative there is no voltage. This is call, and if you observe here, for example, this is the complete one cycle. This is the complete one cycle. In that, it will be operated for only half cycle. It will be operated for only half cycle, and negative half cycle is, for negative half cycle the output is 0. That's why it is called half wave rectifier. That is the reason it is a rectifier and is a pulsating DC. It is a DC but it consisting of the pulse. That's why it is called a pulsating DC, because in the DC it is like pulses. That's why it is called the pulsating DC. Right, and it works only for the half wave. That's why it is called the half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. So for any rectifier or any circuit, we have to discuss some points, some important parameters. Those are, the first parameter is so in our rectifiers we have, in our any rectifier and any circuit we have number of currents is there, an average current, RMS current, like that. You know, in your electrical circuits already we have an idea about those things. Now we will discuss again. The first point is, we have to look at the average current. What is the another name for average current? The another name is DC current. Another name is the DC current. Generally average current or average voltage, better to go for the voltage, then both are same. Average voltage and our DC voltage, both are same. Why? DC has only average values, doesn't have RMS values. Okay, so any average voltage is represented like that. That is, this is the area covered by the waveform and the total time period. This area covered is, this is the area covered, and total time period is the repeated wave. If you observe here, the wave is repeated like that. So like that we can write the equation like this. So here I can write, the formula is area by time period. Generally area is voltage and dVt. So look at here. So this is the area, this is the voltage. We don't know how much of it is, but we know the value, and this is the time period. Time period means repeated wave. So this point to this point is repeating, this point to this point is repeating, not half cycle. This is the positive half cycle and negative half cycle is 0. So this will be repeated. That's why you can take it as the time period. Okay, 0 to t time period. Now you will write the time period is, if you observe here, it will be repeated for the 2 phi. That's why I am writing 1 by 2 phi. And time is, if you observe here, and you don't need to write 5 to 2 phi, because here it is only 0 to 5. What is the output voltage that time? Complete input voltage will be entering into the output voltage. So that's why I am writing directly V is Vm sin omega t. So if you simplify this, finally you will get the Vm by phi. This is the average or DC voltage of half wave rectifier. That formula is Vm by phi. Please do this calculation in your practice books, right? This is about the average voltage, and you can write the RMS voltage also. RMS means root mean square value. So in order to find out the any RMS value, the formula, you know that 1 by total time period 0 to time period, and v square d omega t, and this is the under root. Don't forget the under root. And you know that directly you can write what is the time period. Again the time period is same, 2 pi. T is the 2 pi, 1 by 2 pi, and we have only waveform up to 5 only, 0 to 5. V is Vm square sine square omega t into d omega t. If you simplify this, directly you will get the RMS voltage for half wave is Vm by 2. Again, please do the calculation for this equation, right? This is the RMS voltage of the half wave rectifier. Third point is average current. Average current of, these are the complete outputs, not inputs. These are the outputs. Already inputs, you know that. What is the average current here? Average current, directly replace voltage with current. You will get Im by 5. Average current, this is I average or DC. DC. Next, RMS current. RMS current is same as the RMS voltage, that is IRMS or IDC. Replace voltage with current, then Im by 5. Im by 5. And we will discuss some more points. That is, the next is the peak factor. Another point is the peak factor. These factors gives characteristics of the given circuit. Peak factor means peak value by RMS value. Peak value by RMS value. What is peak value? If you observe here, for example, we are discussing about the voltage. What is the maximum of this waveform? This is the Vm is the peak value. Just write down the Vm. What is the RMS value? RMS voltage. This is the Vm by 2. RMS voltage is Vm by 2. Then both are cancelled. That is the 2. So peak factor is the 2 for the half wave rectifier. Peak factor equal to 2. These terms are important in your exam point of view, in case of GATE or in our general EST or mid exams. Okay. Next factor is form factor. Form factor. What is the form factor? It is the ratio of RMS value to and the average value. RMS value to average value. What is RMS value? In this RMS value is Vm by 2. What is average value? Average value equal to Vm by 5. Simplifying it, you will get the form factor is 1.57. 1.57. Okay. Once you will check it. If there any mistake, please inform to me. This is the form factor. Okay. What is the need of these factors means? It is very much useful to design a rectifier. By considering all these factors, we will design any circuit. Next factor is ripple factor. Ripple factor. So name itself, it gives the information of ripple. How much of ripple it will consist, it will give the information. That ripple factor is referenced with, you can take it as the gamma. That is, we have AC quantity by DC quantity, because AC consisting of the ripples, DC doesn't have any ripples. That's why we are taking. Generally, RMS, when you are finding the RMS quantity, that RMS quantity representation is like this. It will combination of AC as well as DC. From this we can write the AC quantity equal to simply VRMS square minus VDC square under root. So simply replace VAC with this formula, that is Vrms square minus Vdc square by, you have the Vdc again, and you can write like this. You can simplify this equation, that is Vrms by Vdc square by 1. So you know Vrms and Vdc values, already you know that values, those are Vrms equal to Vm by 2 and this is Vm by 5 minus 1. Then you can write the ripple factor equal to 1.21. This is the ripple factor. And we can write the another equations, that is the efficiency is the one of the important thing. The efficiency means it is a ratio of, what is the number of the efficiency? 8 is the number, this is the number 8. Efficiency, output power. But what is the output power of the rectifier? Output power is the DC power generally to the input power. What is the input power of the rectifier? AC power into 100. So by doing the calculation directly you can write the value, that is 40.80%. This number is important in the exam point of view. And we have the another important thing, the last point, transformer utilization factor. Transformer utilization factor, TUF. In shortcut we can call it as TUF. Name itself, how much the transformer we are using as point of view the rating. That means generally in our, if you look at the main diagram, this is the main diagram. We are connecting a transformer here. Look at, this is the transformer. How much of we are using the transformer will give the transformer utilization factor. The using the transformer will depends on this load. If the load rating is increases, generally load rating is increases, the transformer utilization also increases, depends on the load. Generally in case of these rectifiers, transformer half-wave rectifier is less rating, the transformer utilization factor directly I am writing TUF value is the 0.286. Okay, 0.286. Next, last factor is there, peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage. So name itself, peak inverse voltage means, so when you are applying the reverse bias to the diode, then what is the capacity it will stores. For example, this is a reverse bias. For example, this is the maximum voltage withstand by the diode. For example, the reverse bias means it will act as an open circuit generally. It will act as an open circuit means the total VM will be like this. This is only single diode. We are applying the single supply. That's why the peak inverse voltage is VM. Peak inverse name itself, the peak voltage stored by the diode whenever reverse bias is applied to the diode, right? And this is about the our half wave rectifier. Okay, half wave rectifier. So here we have some disadvantages of this half wave rectifier. Those are, first point is this ripple factor is high. First point, the ripple factor is high. Ripple factor is high means what is the problem? The DC component is less. Again AC component is dominates here. And second, efficiency is low. Efficiency is low. And the third point is transformer utilization factor is also low. That means we are using the less the transformer. We are using less the transformer. Okay. This is about the half wave rectifier. Okay. Keep in your mind, half wave rectifier means we are rectifying AC to pulsating DC, but we are using only half wave. That's why it is called a half wave rectifier. Okay. Thank you.